This video and all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, and it is always recommended to hire a pest control pro in your area to perform any pest control in or outside your home. Pesticides can harm you and your loved ones. Anyone who is performing the information in this video is doing so at their own risk. If you decide to try the info provided in this video, please always check with the local laws in your area and read the labels of any product you use. The label is the law. Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers again with Green Acres Pest Control, and today I want to talk about bees. I want to talk about yellow jackets, hornets. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, consider subscribing to my channel. Now this is a video that I have kind of touched on in the past. It's been several years ago, but I have the technology now to actually give you a really good tutorial on how to kill yellow jackets. All right, now in Virginia, we have three different types of hornets. We have yellow jackets, bald-faced hornets, and European hornets. European hornets are what most people call bell hornets. But all three of these insects are considered hornets. They're all bell hornets. And the reason they categorize them as bell hornets is because they make a bell-shaped nest. You know, those really big ball nests. So these bell hornets are something that plague people horribly in Virginia, typically between the months of July all the way up until September and October. They are extremely aggressive, usually late into the summer, because the nest reaches a size and number where the bees feel like they are, they're aggressive. They get very aggressive. They get very, you get near them, they come after you, they sting you, and they usually sting you more than once. And one of the reasons this is because if you get stung by a hornet, or a honeybee for that matter, or, any bees, hornets, yellow jackets, wasps, anything like that, they leave a pheromone behind on your skin and in the fatty tissues of your body that basically puts a bullseye right on you and tells the hive, hey, that's the guy. Go after him. Go after her. Sting them good. Get rid of them. They are a danger to the hive. They are going to hurt us. We have got to kill that person. Sting them and sting them and sting them and sting them until they get away. Which is why they won't just sting people. They sting dogs. They sting bears. They sting, all kinds of different animals that would try to come up on their hive. They will absolutely chase you away by stinging you multiple times. And the reason that is because there is typically a sentry bee, sometimes one, sometimes 3, 4, 5. It depends on the size of the nest. So the larger the nest, the more sentry bees you will have. And what is this? This is the bee hornet that sits at the entrance of the hive. And he is always looking. He's always looking out for the person or the animal that is going to come up on their nest and cause them a problem. So how do you kill these bees? How do you get rid of them? How do you mow your grass without having them go up your pant leg and sting you to death? All right. So this is a secret. This is a secret in pest control. This is something that we know, that we all know how to do. Most of us know how to do this. But those that don't, if you're watching my channel, guys out there that are girls that are doing the pest control, this is hopefully going to help you too and keep you from getting stung too, because this is something that every single professional who deals with hornets needs to know how to do this. So that sentry bee, you need to knock him out first. How do you do that? You use wasp and hornet spray? Do you use gasoline? Do you just spray them? How do you get rid of this bee? How do you take care of this problem? All right, so I'm going to tell you what to never do first, and I'm going to explain why. Never spray a nest of bees in the ground or on your house. Now, if the nest is exposed and you can see all the paper, you see that big ball, like if it's up in a tree or on the side of your house or whatever, by all means, spray that one. Get your can of wasp and hornet freeze and spray it. Kill them. That's fine, because that you can actually break open the nest and you can make sure that pesticide gets all up inside the hive and kills them. Now, you may have, you're at higher risk of getting stung when you spray a hive of bees. I want to make sure that you understand that this is something that you may get stung doing, trying to get rid of these bees. But I'm going to try to reduce that. I'm going to try to reduce the chance of you getting stung, because I never get stung. In fact, in 33 years of doing pest control, I've only been stung 5 times on the job. I've been stung twice when I knew where the nest was, and I've been stung 3 times when I didn't know where the nest was. And that really, I don't count that so much, because I didn't know the nest was there. But if I know the nest is there, I never get stung, typically. In fact, 3 times, one time I got stung by honeybees because somebody had sprayed them. They got really mad. They were really angry. I got up on the hive. I was greater than 8 feet away from the hive, and they came after me because I was the enemy, because they had already been treated with a wasp and hornet freeze. The lady had admitted to me they used 3 cans of wasp and hornet freeze on these honeybees that were going into the wall of her house. So it's not a good idea to use wasp and hornet freeze on honeybees that are in the wall of your home. Now, don't use gasoline. If you've got a nest of yellow jackets going in the ground and you know where they are, don't go out there and pour gasoline in the hole. All right? Don't do that. That's not the way to get rid of yellow jackets. That's a way to get yourself stung. All right? Don't go after them at night thinking that they won't come out and sting you, because they will. They will sting you at night. People are going to comment on this video and they'll say, I know how to get rid of them. Just go on out there at night, pour that gasoline on them. They won't know what hit them, because they'll be asleep. And that's not true. Bees don't actually sleep at night. They have their nightly duties. They have things they do at night, but they don't sleep. They're still awake. And if you go out there and you try to mess with them after dark, they will absolutely come up and light you up. All right? Don't use gasoline. Don't use WD-40. Some people say, I just spray them with a can of WD-40. Don't do that. It's not what WD-40 is for. WD-40 is great on hinges and, rusty tools, and, it's great for that, not for bees. Don't use WD-40 to kill bees. Use dust. All right? Insecticide dust. And I'm not talking 7 dust. You use 7 dust, you're going to make them angry. So there's a category of pesticides that works exceptionally well on hornets called neonicotinoids. Neonicotinoids aren't legal everywhere. So this video may not apply to you if you live in somewhere like Canada or England, Europe, Germany, anywhere like that, Austria, different countries. You may not be able to get a hold of the pesticide that I am going to put up right here, right now, called Alpine D-Dust. Alpine D-Dust is what I use to kill nests of hornets. Now, if you're a pest control technician from one of these countries that I've listed and you can't get neonicotinoids in your country and you have a different dust you're using, please let me know below, because I absolutely would like to be able to tell my audience what they can purchase. But I'm going to explain. So I just recently did a bee job, and I have attached a GoPro to the back of my bellows hand duster, so you can see exactly how to kill a nest of hornets without getting stung. So the reason that we use dust to kill hornets is because when you use a spray and you got psht and you spray them, while that will kill the bees that are flying back and forth in the air when you hit them in the air, the problem is that liquid dries. All right? And while it will kill the bees that crawl through it, the problem is that bees can fly. And so what they do is they fly down through the hole, and then they're in their hive, and the hole is where the spray is. So if they fly and they don't actually touch the chemical, it won't kill them. Dust, on the other hand, stirs up in the air because it's dust. Blow like that across your television screen. or where you've got dust that's laying in your house. It stirs up, it gets in the air everywhere. All right? When a bee flies through dust, it stirs it up into the air, just like normal dust, because it's dry. And so it picks it up in the air, and through static electricity, because they're flying through it, it sticks to their body. And then they fly through it, they go into the hive, they do their hively duties, whether they're taking care of babies or helping the queens. And because, you know, hornets actually have more than one queen. Honeybees have 1 to 2 queens. And then, you know, but mostly honeybees only have, hornets have multiple queens. So they've got all of these hornets inside the hive reproducing new hornets. And so you've got to get that pesticide into the hive. So as those bees fly in, they're stirring it up into the air, and other bees are flying through it, and they're crawling back and forth through it. And so they're picking it up, and they're taking it into the hive, preening, taking care of babies, and spreading it all over. And typically, within 24 to 48 hours, the hive is dead, because they have taken this chemical and spread it all around inside the hive and killed all those bees. This is the most effective way to get rid of hornets. And like I was saying, that sentry bee, when you first approach the nest, watch. Just watch it. Take 10-15 minutes and just stand there and really watch the hive, watch the bees flying back and forth and back and forth. There's a rhythm to bees. And this is something that I have learned through years and years and years of getting rid of hornets in the ground and in the wall and the different places they like to go. You need to watch your hornets. You need to watch them fly in and out of their nest. They will pick up a rhythm, and you'll see it'll go like 1 will go in, and then 2, and then 3, and then 1 and 2 and 3, and then you may have 1, 2, 3 come out. And so they may not go always in threes. In fact, the larger the nest you'll have, it'll be harder and harder to judge that gap between bees. But they can't be flying back and forth beside each other all the time. And so there's a rhythm of them exiting and entering the hive. And when you get your break, when you get that break in between the bees flying in and out, you jump in there, hit that sentry bee in the face with that dust first. And then put your bellows duster into the hole, fill it full of dust, just like that, puff it full, and then get out of there, because it won't take more than 2 or 3 minutes and those bees are going to be flying out mad as hornets. They'll be really, really mad. But if you see bees fly out that are covered in dust, there'll be little white bees flying out of that hive, you know you hit the hive dead on. And one thing about dust too that's different than liquid is that when you puff it, it creates a cloud. And it actually will penetrate into the hive. Wherever there is airspace, it will actually go and it'll fill the whole hive full of dust. And it doesn't just spray the entrance, not just where the bees are sitting going in and out of the hive. So this is how I get rid of hornets. This is the most effective way to get rid of hornets. And like I said, if you knock that sentry bee out first, he's not able to alert the hive before the hive is full of dust, because he'll start dancing around that entrance and he'll start acting really funny. And if he starts doing that, you need to back away, take another 10-15 minutes, watch the hive, let the bees calm down, and then reapproach and try again. So I have to do this all the time. I deal with bees all the time. In fact, the later in the year it gets, the worse they're going to get, the harder it's going to be to eliminate yellow jackets and other types of hornets, because there's going to be more and more of them. The hive is going to get larger, they're going to get more aggressive, and it's going to get harder to approach them. But you can do it. It is possible. Now, you may need to wear a bee suit, you may need to wear a hat. I never wear a bee suit ever. I don't even own a bee suit. I do have a little piece of net mesh that I bought. I think it was at online somewhere. I bought a little mesh net that fits over top of my hat and kind of covers my face, because I did get stung on the forehead one time. This is one of the times I got stung. So there was a nest of bald-faced hornets in a pine tree. It was pretty low to the ground. It wasn't like way up high off the ground. It was maybe 4 or 5 feet off the ground. And I went and sprayed this nest of the hornets. Now, I took my wand from my B&G and I broke open the hive and I sprayed all up in there, and I really, really went to town on this nest of hornets, and then I got away. And then I thought about it and I said, I probably ought to reapproach this hive and spray it one more time before I leave. And that was the wrong decision. Once you get in there and you have treated the hive, don't go back. No matter what you think, don't go back. Because if you go back, you're going to get stung. I got stung on the forehead and it swelled up my face. I couldn't open my eyes for like 3 days. It was really miserable because I'm partially allergic to bald-faced hornets. Not so much yellow jackets or European hornets, but bald-faced hornets, absolutely. They just make me swell up. I've been stung before to the point where I couldn't even squeeze my hand shut. And it's, they're not fun to play with. So if you get in there and you're not able to eliminate the bees with the first go around, give it a couple days. You may have to go back later, but don't ever try to retreat 2 times in a row, because that's usually when you get stung. So hopefully this video has been educational, informative, teaching you some tricks of the trade. And this really is a trick of the trade. This is something that a lot of guys just don't want you knowing, because it's not that hard to get rid of bees. If you really know what you're doing and you pay really close attention to that hive, you can absolutely get rid of hornets without any help at all. You guys have a really great day. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, live Thursday night after 9:30 on Eastern time, because I put my kids to bed typically between 9 and 9:30. Once I get the kids into bed, I'm going to be on here. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to answer your questions live. If you have any questions about hornets, bees, yellow jackets, leave them in the comments below, or show up Thursday nights. We'll talk about it. I know we typically talk a lot about bed bugs. That seems to be the thing most people are interested in, but I do lots of things. I get rid of lots of bug problems. So if you have a question that doesn't pertain to bed bugs, I know the show is called The Bed Bug Show, but it's really about anything. It's just most people know me for bed bugs. So, but I can kill hornets too, and so can you. So you guys have a really great day, great night, wherever it is, whatever you're doing. I hope you're enjoying life to the fullest. Y'all have a great day. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.